What is up, everybody? Today I am back, gonna be back up in the trees, and I am at a client of mine that I do a monthly service for. So one day a month I come out and I work on his property, and as you can see, he's not lacking in trees, nor is he lacking in trees that need work done. You look over there in that corner, you will see the stumps from the sketchy aspen or unstable aspen video that I did that were right there. Now they're down. And a lot of this stuff, as other things grow up, it should just be taken out and make space for bigger trees. So that's always a conversation to have with your clients, because what I find here, at least where we're at, a lot of contractors plant trees really close to the house because it makes the house look good when it's brand new, but they don't really care about the damage it causes in the future. And so, like, this one wasn't actually planted, I don't think. I think this elm just grew here, and I've got to try to get that thing down by myself possibly, but it's all crowded up in there. And it was actually growing on the, what's it called over here, the gutter, if you look up there, and that's not super cool. So I've got to get that one down. But first thing I've got to do today is a lot of nitpicky stuff, and this is tiresome because what I'll have to do is set my line, climb, do work, pull my line, set it again in a different tree, climb, do work, because it's things like, I don't know if you can see up there, but there's a couple of broken branches that need to be taken out on that one. And then the same thing over here on this ponderosa. If you see that big old branch up there that's broke, that one needs to be taken out as well. So those are my priorities today on that kind of stuff. And then I'll throw you on my helmet for the camera and we'll get started and go from there. Before I get started with the job today, I just wanted to show you my my work boots that I use as a regular case. These are the Timberland Pro boots with the composite toe, and these things by far are the most comfortable waterproof work boots I've ever worn. So I was wearing Red Wing boots, and I've worn a ton of different kinds of Red Wings, and I currently wear Irish Setter Bird Hunter, I want to say they are called. Are they called the Bird Hunter or something, or Birder boot maybe? And I wear those recreationally, or like for, you know, daily wear. And I like those. They have a new modern crepe sole on them that doesn't wear out like the other crepe soles do. But for work wear, like daily, so these are my ground work boots. When I'm setting lines, when I'm cleaning up debris and everything afterwards, I wear these Timberland Pros. And I've had, I think, 2 or 3 pair of them now. And as long as I keep making this model, I don't really foresee me getting rid of them, right? They're just really good, actually. So I'll put a link in my description to them if you're interested. It'll be an Amazon affiliate link. If you buy through that link, I get a small portion of what you buy. But really, nobody's paying me to say this. Timberland doesn't even know who I am, but these boots are really worth a shot if you're looking for new boots. A couple of things I like about them: they are waterproof, and they do really well with waterproofing, but they're not overly hot on my feet, even though they do have some insulation in them. They have the composite toe, which makes them lighter. The boots are very light overall. I don't feel them yanking on my knees and hurting my knees like other work boots have in the past. And the soles are very flexible and pliable, but durable. And so it makes it very comfortable in off-terrain and awkward positions. So if you're looking for a new boot and you haven't tried them yet, definitely give the Timberland Pro boots with the composite toes a go, and I don't think that you'll be disappointed. I mean, I can't guarantee it for everybody, but I really like them. So hope that helps you guys out. I'm gonna get my stuff out of the truck now. So here's something that you guys may or may not know. If you're using lock boxes like these, they have this recessed lock set system that's kind of funky, but it does work. Just know that, like, I bought these Master waterproof and weatherproof locks. These, the shanks are too long on. They don't latch in and don't let it catch like it should. So you have to use a much smaller one. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any that were weatherproof, but I did find these that are the hammered enamel that are supposed to be better weather resistant. And there is a little bit of, once it's locked, it goes inside there, so there's a little bit of weather protection. But if you buy anything that has like these 2.5 or 3 inch shanks for the padlocks, they will not work with these boxes, so don't waste your money. Now, I use these on a lot of other things, so it's no big deal. But if you need it to be locked, you need to get a standard shank lock padlock, a much shorter one. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that these boxes are great, but you've gotta protect your stuff. So keep that in mind. So this is a setup I use quite a bit. It's my Gorilla cart, which we can go over the extended review of that here in a little bit. But a cart like this is really good for having all your climbing gear, your rope, and everything put in it to haul it long distances. This isn't a huge distance, but it's kind of narrow, and it's just inconvenient to carry each piece or a couple at a time. So I just throw it all in there, and then I roll it around the back, which is very, very handy and helpful. You can get these little carts for like $100 or less, and as much as I use it for hauling wood and everything, this thing is totally worth the money. So just thought I'd let you guys know a little tip that I use. So when I'm doing my saws on the back of my tailgate, I just use a little wool chalk, a rubber one right here. This one's more of a hard plastic. It holds it very well. I use a flat file and a round file for filing my bigger saws, but I find that I have a hard time getting it exactly the gauge that I want of depth versus sharpness for my handsaw. I tend to over sharpen the teeth and underfile the guides or the rakers. I've heard them called all kinds of different things, but so what I tend to do with this, and it chatters, it digs, it bogs, it kicks back, it does all these things if you don't file it very well. So on this one, I just use this thing, which a lot of people hate, but for this particular saw, I think it's a great thing. It tends to keep it in a very good level of balance, and it makes it file and work just fine. Now, I am more aggressive in my sharpening than many people are. A lot of people do like 5 swipes or something like that. I think that's a bunch of crock, personally. I like mine to be honed pretty well. So I count how many I swipe it, and I usually do around 10. And people are like, oh, you're wasting your chain or whatever. Well, whatever, I don't care. It's my chain. It's my productivity, and so I get to file it how I want. And when I do take them in from time to time to have them machine filed or ground, they often tell me that mine are pretty true and accurate, so can't be doing too much wrong. and it makes the machine take less off my teeth. Plus the saw cuts pretty straight and it's easy to manage. It doesn't kick back a whole lot and things like that under, you know, what should be normal circumstances. So I do like this file handle for this. I'm not saying that's how you have to file yours. I'm not even suggesting that you do this as a method that's better. I'm just telling you how I do it. And overall, I've had good success. But this little chalk here is great. Honestly, I really like the chalk. I put it about midway through the chain so that when I bear down, it works well. And it keeps it fairly stable. Good practice I've gotten into is just trying to sharpen my chain before I even start the day. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I don't feel like doing it. So, first thing I try to do each day is sharpen and top off oil and gas. And if I've been doing like really dusty stuff, I try to get the filter cleaned, the air filter. So, that's just me though. I'm sure somebody's not gonna like it, so whatever. I always try not to over sharpen, but I don't want to under sharpen either, because if you spent this much effort, it's a pain to have to get back out of the tree when you've already sharpened it to find out you just didn't sharpen it well. And just so you know, I do have one of these. I don't really find them to be very practical. I have a hard time getting them to stay stable in the trunk or the stump. In my personal opinion, don't waste your money on these. I have one for some of the my groundies that work with me, my subcontractors. When they're trying to sharpen one of my saws for groundwork, I let them use this. But yeah, I find it to be a waste of energy for me. And then, if you don't, a good idea is just to have like one of these little canvas work tool bags and just keep chainsaw files and stuff in it. And of course, I have a first aid kit on it because I have like 5 of them around. Good to have. All right, so let's get going. Well, this is super annoying. I evidently punctured my bar oil jug somehow. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a ton of bar oil down in the base of this thing, like a lot. And my bottle is, yeah, nasty. Well, that's just how it goes in this industry. Gotta clean that out somehow. So that's fun. But oh well, not the end of the world. Just not pleasant. Which is why I also keep it in a bucket, by the way. So one real quick thing is that due to this tree here, this is the open side and there's lots of dead up in here. And I'm gonna take this out as I go up. And then I'm gonna get that broken branch up there. So the only way to easily get my line up in the tree was by using a big shot and my throw bag. Problem with it is that I wanna climb on this side, not the far side, and that's where the bag is. So because I shot my line from this side over, so I'm pulling the line back over this way, right? Well, this climb is only like 30 foot tall and it's a 200-foot rope. So ideally you don't want to be fighting with that much rope to pull all the way over just to tie off the other end as a basal anchor. So what happens is I have to find a way to set the line, basal anchor it on the slack line side, which is all of the line coming out of the bag, which not that complicated really, but it just kind of illustrates the situation, right? So a common way to do that is a carabiner or a quickie, on this side with an Alpine butterfly. That way it sets. But here's the problem right here. When you're using a quickie, which I love by the way, always be careful of the orientation. See how that is? That's the side you don't want pressed up against the trunk. That's the latch pin side. So I've got to reset this. I need to pull some slack and I need to get the pin out of here, which is harder with the gloves on. So you want to get this pin out of here if you can. There we go. And then out of there. Now these quickies for me, I'm running 11.7. I don't even have to take both of those out. Just take them out of this side and leave both of the clips in and it works fine. Now for this one, I want to do it like this now. And I want to put it that way. If it works right, it'll be against that side and that side can't come out. All it can do is push it further in. And that's the side you want when you're climbing against the tree. So that's just an easy, quick and dirty way to set up a basil anchor in the middle of your line that is safety rated and works just fine. Oh man, so today this tree is just frustrating me. I'm working on getting up in this ponderosa. If you can see that big hanging dead limb up there that's broken. And every time I shoot my line, it goes right over it. And I'm trying to find a better access point. And I've spent an hour trying to get my line set, and I set it just to see how it would work, and it's not good. But it's just so dense in here. So incredibly dense. I'm looking for a new way through. I might try this angle here, see if I can't get it up over there and get something going. But currently the way it's set, I just don't feel super comfortable with it. I thought I could make it work, but up at the very, very top, it's just super sketchy. Not very stable at all, I don't think. And it's just over large tufts of needles. So probably tons of smaller branches. And they may hold on for a while, but there's no guarantee that they'll be super solid and stable. You can see a little bit better there what I was talking about up top as to where it goes over. So yeah, just one of those things about climbing these evergreens, and these ponderosas are notorious as well as the firs, and I deal with those a lot. I really dislike evergreen climbing unless I'm removing it, because then I can cut everything out on the way up and then drop it. So yeah, but it's just part of it. Well, here it is for today. Got the one broken branch. I didn't realize there's another one, so I'll get that next time up out of there. Got all this dead out of here, so it's all cleaned out. Got that to get out and that broken branch next time. But look at this ponderosa. Wow, by taking out those two dead branches up there that were broken, they were cluttering up that area, and cleaning out a little bit of the dead to move around up in there, that thing looks so much more just elegant and beautiful. What a cool tree. I love ponderosa pines. And I've got more stuff to do next time, like clearing out the dead on this aspen and getting that set of elms down. I've already stripped most of the bottom limbs out, and I'm just going to notch them and pull them and drop them right here. So I'll video that next time I come out here. Well, I was sitting here editing getting ready to edit the vlog for today, and this arrived. So now I've got to do a box opening of a Gap arborist supply order. Let's see what we got in here. That didn't work. Let's try that again. That worked that time. The spring's getting a little weak in it. So Gap arborist sent me an order that I have been waiting on for a few days. Let's see what came in. If I can do this without cutting my feet, because as a climber, that would probably not be a good deal. Honestly, kind of need my feet as a climber. Well, I saw one thing that I know is important in there. I got my new Tri-Tech 20-foot lanyard. This one has double eyes sewn, and I will be using this with a knut or however you say it, prusik and pulley, tending pulley. And I got these. So these are from Weaver. These are chainsaw tether lanyards for your lanyard to hook to. So you girth hitch this around the back of your handle of your saw, like a bigger saw, like my 462, my 661, or even my Farm Boss 291 that I have. And then I can use the same recoil Big Boss with a carabiner to clip to each one instead of having to have a lanyard for each saw. So these have a ring. Honestly, I don't care about the ring. I won't use the ring for racking, I don't think. Maybe I will, but I don't think so. I've been using the carabiner for racking. And this is just a nylon loop runner that they make. I think it's 10 inches, so it should be fairly short once it's girth hitched around the handle. So I got 3 of those, 1 for each of my saws. And then I got Expert Use Only hat by Rock Exotica. Let me see if I can get this thing open. There we go. Expert Use Only hat. So, sweet. I like to have ball caps around. This one's a trucker's hat. I've actually grown I used to not like trucker's hats that much, but I actually like this one quite a bit. I've gotten to where I like trucker's hats quite a bit recently, so yeah. All right, that's it.